Hello.
Welcome, Dr. Haridash.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So, all set to go. A very, very good morning to Brazil. Good evening to India. Good day to all viewers, speakers, and audience of this global world. Global Edu Leader Forum keep discussing topics related to our life experience and as well as empowering educators, empowering normal human being, those who have a common goal on this global world. By distance, we are away from each other, but I believe heart to heart, we are together. Whatever we are doing individual, it may be a little contribution for this world, but I am sure if we do something jointly, can give more impact people around the world. A topic which is for today, how can we learn from our bad experiences? It has already been taught, it has already been practiced. Always we look for good experiences. So I'll give you a very small example and then we start the session. I would like to invite Dr. Kavita first, as she has requested. There was a small baby and mother was taking care of that baby. A baby started crawling. And there was a lamp for light at initial days when there was no electricity. Lamp with the candle, with the oil. And lamp used to have a big glass. So what mother used to do, mother was doing work in the kitchen, bring the crawling baby away from the lamp and leaving. The baby was again going to the... It happens 4, 5, 6 times. And mother got angry and she told, go. Baby once reached to the lamp and touched the lamp. And the baby started, once he got this lamp glass is heat and he got burned. He got in the hand and ran away. Suddenly mother realizes that when I was stopping him, he was going again and again. Now he is completely, he learned something. So mother is to say, go, go, go. He is to say, no, no, no. In fact, it was an accident. It was a bad experience, but there was a great learning. So n number of time in the life, we are confused what to do, what not to do. Before we do, how we realize it has to be repeated or not to do. So this is the topic for today, where I would like to take Dr. Kavita first.
Complete my talk, because behind every emotion, there is an experience. Behind every experience, there is a context. all our experiences, much before we categorize them into a positive experience or a negative experience, we need to understand that we have been into a certain experience in our lifetimes, which has given us a specific kind of a belief system that this is going to happen. If this happens this way, this is going to be the outcome of this. When that is the outcome of this, there is an emotion that stays on your mind, and this is the emotion that makes you behave the way you are. Are we really talking about an experience, a bad experience, because the experience has come from nowhere? Or are we talking about an experience because the experience has become bad because of probably a thought or because of probably a behavior? I think this is something I would like to talk about today, because it is pretty important much before we talk about anything else. As a psychologist, I always feel that situations are never bad. People are not bad. It's the thought that makes us see or feel or experience and makes us believe that something is bad or good. So if we have to really consider the very ideology of giving an adjective to the thought process, or an adjective to the experience, it is all here. It's all here. It's not with the situations. It's not with the situations. I would like to probably narrate this considering two experiences, giving you two real-time experiences probably. Let us say that, let us say that, let us say that you're completely held up with some work and you're super busy, and then like you need to meet up to your deadlines, and there is so much that you have to do, and you're already stressed out with the kind of work lines that you need to meet up, or there is some kind of a relationship stress. Something comes in between and something is adding up more stress to it. Probably it is in the form of relationship. Let's say that you're pretty busy, and then your children come and tell you that, Mama, I need this, Papa, I need this, I need something, I want you to give it for me, I don't know how you're going to do this, but I really do need it. Because you're already frustrated with your work. You're already frustrated with your work. Probably if that goes beyond, probably you go for a verbal shout, or if it goes something beyond that, maybe probably a tap or a slap, or depending upon the kind of relationship or parenting you have towards your child and the kind of family dynamics you hold in the whole situation. I mean, you do it, and then after some time, probably an hour or so, you start feeling pretty bad. Your child starts feeling pretty bad, because there is a guilt in you that you did something that's beyond your expectation, or you didn't expect that you do behave that way, but it happened, out of an emotion. So if you ask me, and this is case one, I take up the same case probably under a different situation. The same, you're pretty busy, you're pretty frustrated, you're kind of held up with a lot of work and you really do not know what to do. Your child comes again and starts cribbing, nagging, and asking you for something that you are really not ready for. And rather than trying to push up your emotion of work pressure onto the child, give yourself, take a deep breath and say, pause. Come on, Kavita, this time you need to pause, and you're not supposed to put up your work friend pressure onto the child and say, Mama is right now busy, can we talk about it a little later? But despite that, your child is nagging and crying, you say, please understand, Mama will give it for you, don't worry, just give me some time, I need half an hour. What would have been the status of your relationship? It would have been much better. Situation is the same, people are the same, but it's all here. As I always say that behind every behavior, there is a thought. Behind every thought, there is an emotion. And that emotion is coming from an experience. That experience is coming from a context. And what is the context? Because your work, if it is not done, if the work is not done on time, you're going to be, there's going to be a clash between you and your boss. There's going to be a tough of words between you and your boss. This is the context that's coming onto your mind that makes you think that this work right now is at my priority, wherein I'm okay to lose my relationships and I'm really not going to bother about it. But for me, this is what my priority is. So I say that experiences are not something that are created outside. Experiences are something that's created within you, and it is us who categorize or create a negative or a positive out of a situation. As for me, every situation is either good or it is learning. Let us say that what do we learn from a bad experience? Let us say that for some reason that we couldn't really appropriately behave to a given situation, and because of which either we have lost ourselves on the work or we have lost ourselves in the relationship. Something like that has happened. And don't you think that it is time for us to rethink about it? That where did it go wrong? Did it go wrong because a child cribbing, if the child doesn't get things, it's not something so unusual. It's a pretty usual tendency of a child to come to you to ask for something. It is pretty usual for a boss to ask for a work which is given to you on time. And if you have agreed to it, which means that you knew pretty well that you could complete the work. But if you have agreed to it without knowing that what is the kind of pressure or timelines the work would take, then again I blame you here. When your boss says 2 days, then you should tell the boss, this is what is the expectation out of the work, and you're just giving me 2 days. And how is 2 days enough for me to do it? And who is suffering here? It's you. So I see that it is your analysis of the work, or what is the kind of work, and your evaluation of the work, and or your evaluation of the relationship, or your evaluation of what you're doing. And this is what is going to give you a thought. So
Great.
much before we call something as bad or good, I think in today's talk, I would definitely like to state this, that good or bad is not from an environment. Good or bad is from the behavior. And that behavior is again from the thoughts. And that thought definitely has an emotion. And that emotion has an experience. And that experience has a context. So I think probably if we need to really, really correct, I think either we correct the context, because when I say correct the context, I am trying to say that try to be very sure what your work is, if you can do it or not do it, rather than taking up the things and then feeling bad later. It is always better to state, this is what I can do, and be very clear, for which self-awareness is pretty important. You should know your skills. You should know your abilities. You should know the kind of time, energy, and your effort that a specific work really takes in. Without knowing it, don't accept it. Don't accept it, because let's not create bad situations. This is what it is. I think once we are sure of what we are, I think things should definitely work out. So I thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity. And as I say that, environment doesn't create good or bad experiences. It is us. I think we need to change ourselves much before we start thinking about the environment and what we learn from the environment as such. So thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity.
Great, Professor Kavita, which I can take from you a very simple way. Either it is good, either it is a learning.
Yes.
And both situation is win-win. Good or learning. It's we who is going to define situation is good or bad. Dr. Anna was smiling and she was into depth of your thought. I would love to take Anna Vero. Introduce yourself and what you think about your experience with bad situation, or what we can take from the bad experiences of life. Welcome to you, and over to you.
Thank you very much for this invitation. I feel very glad to be here. And I want to share with you my screen. I don't know if I could.
Yeah, you can.
Yes? Thank you very much. Okay, thank you. Let me share with you my screen. Let me see. No, don't let me.
Just one second.
Thank you.
Beatrice, just make okay. Perfect. Go on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, today I want to share with you this beautiful experience. I guess it's a beautiful experience, and I said, bad experience? Why me? And why not? Are you agree with me? Well, this is the story. This is the story of a little boy who can be you or can be me. And I think that when we know his life, we can think that he has only bad experience. Throughout his life, he had many bad experience. I don't know, but the doctor in the town where he lived said that he had an infection in his brain because he has a very big head. Can you believe it? So since he was a little boy, he has a bad experience and bad experience. And in that same place, there were no schools. He was very curious and wanted to study and learn. When he finally entered school, the teachers rejected him because he was very restless, and also he interrupted a lot with his questions. His parents decided that it is best for him to study at home. The years went by. His abilities and talents are increasing because, as I said, he was a very creative boy, but not even himself knew of his great capacity. Everyone in town laughed at him. They considered him strange, even crazy. And it was because he did a lot of weird things, a lot of bad experience about his life and about around his life, and around all that he does. So people get scared about her, about him, and they always went wrong for him. However, his mother gives him a book on physics experiments, and this become his first inspiration. Our boy made many mistakes. He had many bad experiences trying to achieve his goal, helping people. This is the most important thing that he wants to do, by creating artifacts that make their lives easier, and that all these things are accessible to everyone. But achieving it was not easy. He experimented with well over 2,000 different types of materials to generate his greatest contribution to humanity. So, as Dr. says, as our doctor says, I think that bad experience are good experience because they leave us 3 great lessons almost for me. First lesson, we learn how things should not be done, or how not to do the things. They show you the path that you should follow. The second, we learn to make better decisions, so that let us not to make the same mistake again. You look better the next time, and even if you make a mistake again, you did something different, and that step makes you learn and grow. And finally, another point that I have learned about my mistakes or my bad experience, the third, we learn that we must always keep trying, because you never know if the next try will be the one that will give you the desired result. So, do you know now who was this curious and restless boy in our story? Do you remember? And do you know who is? Ta-da! Well, he was Thomas Alva Edison, and his greatest contribution to humanity, the electric light bulb. So thanks to his bad experience, his insistence, the rejection of others, the support of his family, and his desire to help others, today we can easily illuminate our spaces only to press a switch. And I want to add one more point. Never lose sight of your main goal, helping others or contributing to improve our quality life. Oh. Ready.
Really great,
That's all.
really great. Wonderful.
Thank you very much.
If you have given a very strong insight, I would like to add more. KFC owner named as Colonel Fried Chicken. His sample was rejected 2009 times. He keep preparing recipe, presenting to the restaurant. Even in his childhood, he was thrown many times from the school. Try and try again. So 2000 plus time.
The story says that he was using 2,000 different materials and doing many experiments, more than 3,000 experiments with 2,000 different materials. So it was incredible, but I think the greatest thing is he's improved and he's insisting.
Wonderful. So I think the topic is greatly justified by you, Dr. Anna. I would like to take here Professor Haridas.
Yes, sir. Yes,
What is your take on the topic? So small introduction, so viewers will come to know about you and your views on this topic. Learning from bad experiences. Welcome to you and over to you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Professor S.K. Singh, sir. The thing is that yes, this is Mr. Haridas Mukherjee, an international educator, motivational speaker, and blah blah blah. Oh, I'm not going to. The thing is that today I will share one important story of a person who did not get any help from the family because their sibling brothers have cheated him, and he started his career with his own earnings of a minimum amount of money, started education, tried to complete the education, and took a job of computer instructor in a school or college. And after that, slowly, actually, he had tried to enhance the qualification. After that, got married. At that time, same time also, the wife also cheated. And the thing is that another most important drawbacks, at that time, by forcefully, he had taken lots of loans and financial burdens just to stay quiet in a good environment, in a good house. And after that, that house also, same thing, house also auctioned, or you can say it sold. Then again, he had tried to overcome the problems by education and only the the job, good salary, so that he can repay all the loans, and his wife can stay in a calm and cool environment. But again, he failed. And the most important thing is that in job and work culture, he got betrayed. In relationship, he got betrayed. From the society, got lots of you can say injury, mental injury. From the family friend, he got lots of injury. From the investment, he got share loss, so huge financial loss. But still, he, after facing all the troubles and hurdles and everything, his mind is very positive, because positive gives us the strength to grow from the bad experiences. And similarly, what do you call if you can take that that difficulties as a challenge to succeed. So he had tried to take all these difficulties as a challenge to succeed. You can you can take the name of Helen Keller, the Stephen Hawking. All the persons have lots of challenges, right? And another most important thing is that keep things in perspective, because failure is the biggest teacher. It gives us a point to see the harsh realities of life. Therefore, we should not get upset by bad experiences and rather see it as a chance to overcome our weakness. So the thing is, that person's, who is that person? The person is in front of you. This is Mr. Haridas Mukherjee. Okay. So I think today's topic is the most touchable point for me, because from each and every step in our life, in my life, I have faced lots of challenges. I think that no one is immune to bad experiences. Yes, we have what do you call? There are various types of effects, residual effects of such drastic effects can have lifelong implications. So, but if your mindset is clear, even the loss of your money in the share market, stock exchange crash is not your bad luck. Maybe it was the lacking of your insight. Okay. Similarly, a failure in a romantic relationship does not mean you are not a good partner. Instead, it gives you a call to do a reality check and identify the personal lapses that makes you a poor partner, right? So you will have to think that what was the negative part within you to rectify yourself to be a good person, right? Maybe for her, you are not a good partner. That doesn't mean that you are not a good partner. Seeing things, this perspective is needed to turn a crisis into an opportunity to grow. I always believe these things. Being a victim blindness, it was easier for Helen Keller to accept these ailments and live an ordinary life. And after being diagnosed of that is the disease name is amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, the Stephen Hawking could have lived an anonymous life, right? But he chose to fight back, went on to become an eminent scientist in the space scientist in the world. So despite of all the life hurdles, these wonderful people were resolute to change their destiny at any cost. So I have also tried to do the same. Yes, because I didn't get what you call a cozy, warm hug from anyone in my family. But I stay still resilient. Life is not constant. You'll have to take the challenges. The situation around us change constantly. No matter how often you failed, your chances of success are always there. So you should not lose your hope. J.K. Rowling, can you remember the J.K. Rowling and the publisher returned her manuscript 7 times.
Correct.
But she is the, I think she is the best novelist in this century, successful novelist.
True.
Right. So we are what we think actually. How our mind perceives the world is what we become as a human being. When you start believing in bad things, that will affect you sooner. Because law of attraction is the most important factor, sir. I have in my own life journey, in my own daily life also, I feel you will have to think the positive side of that negative facts. If you can particularly point out the positive fact, that means in a philosophical language, it is called law of attraction, which is based on the belief that good and bad things. Because very few organizations, I think, in maximum in South Indian part, the belief system, they feel the belief system, the bad things and good things, the outcome of our mindset, right? So keep faith on God. God pushes our lives in certain way. Obviously, God has a good plan for you. Obviously, that still I believe that, and they know that God has a better plan for you.
Wonderful.
Negative experiences do more good than bad. In my point of view, in my own opinion, that negative experiences, I have millions, but it has done good for me.
Wonderful.
I think so. That is the biggest.
Wonderful.
That is the biggest lessons of my life.
Self motivation, self experience.
Yes, sir.
Is
And
really.
another thing is that stop explaining to those who are not willing to understand. If anyone is telling me, do you know 2 + 2 is 5? Oh, okay, 2 + 2 is 5. Okay, good. For in point of view is okay, fine. Sometimes I have seen, because I am doing lots of counseling services, family relationship counseling and child counseling, counseling and the student counseling, lots of counselings. Okay, so sometimes I have seen that husband is telling, believe me, sir, I am repeatedly telling to my wife that I have not done these things. Please believe me. Please believe me. I told him, don't close your hand in front of your wife. Or if she don't want to take it, no any text or no any facts or no any happenings will not make your love relationship good. So according to me, if you have to explain to her that you are true, then it is not love. That it is not love. And I will tell everyone, just do what works for you. Others people's opinions, please, don't matter. Because if you are feeling happy, if you are feeling smiley heart, okay, please try to do those things. Because the problem with the mindset is very limiting. And another thing I'll suggest everyone, that do whatever you make happy. Don't worry about what other people will say. Oh my God, if they say this, if what other people, after one day, they will forget everything what you have done.
True.
And chase your dreams, not the people. Because if you have not get the right people with you or within surrounding you, obviously the right people will come to you at the right time. That means God has another plan, because you didn't get the right people at this moment till today. Because nothing is permanent.
Great.
Because here I have seen lots of people are investing, the major portion of the time, what do you call, nothing is permanent. Don't engage too much. If the joyful moments are coming, sometimes pathetic moments are coming, finally come to an end, obviously it will overcome. I have seen that what do you call, Arjuna asked Krishna that can you please write a line or sentence, can you please write a line or sentence for me which can give the saddest person to be happy, and which can create a happy person to be saddest. So Krishna says at that time that your time will pass, nothing are fixed. That is the thing. So a happy person obviously will not happy in the next day, maybe some hurdles will come. And same thing, vice versa. The saddest person, those who are, they will have to think that obviously one day it will come, good thing. Okay.
So moving forward, I think very well.
And the last quote. When I entered IGCSE teaching career in Maldives, I have worked there in Majidia School, Malé. Their logo was that touched my heart. That their logo was nihil labore difficile, means nothing is impossible if you do the good work or hard work. So nothing is impossible. So never quit trying. Okay.
Great.
Try. Yes.
Self example very well justified with example Anna and Haridas, and it was very well started by Kavita. I would love Von Eric, if you are here, please put your camera on.
Thank you, sir.
And welcome to you.
Thank you so much.
Over to you.
Thank you very much, sir. And good morning, everyone from Alberta, Canada. As mentioned by our founder, Jel, my name is Bonaray Tandok. Regarding our topic about how can you recover from bad experience? The truth is, life is uncertain. There are good experiences and bad experiences. There are days when you feel you're on top of the world, right? You're on top of the world. And then there are instances that you are feeling low, you feel you're out, you're down. But the truth is, that makes life beautiful. Okay. So as we all know, no one is immune from bad experiences. All of us. Have you remembered the famous failures? The famous failures included Michael Jordan did not make it to his high school team. My favorite, Walt Disney. He was fired in his job because they said he has no good idea. But what happened now? After more than 100 years, we have the Disneyland. And of course, we mentioned one of my favorite too, the founder of KFC, Colonel Sanders. So those are some examples of people who experience negative things happen in their life and yet they became successful. So no one is immune to bad experiences. Oftentimes, negative experience strike us at the wrong time. Right? You get a flat tire on your way to your speaking engagement. That's negative experience. Or you get accident, someone get accident, and that makes him paralyzed. But the most important here is the residual effect of such drastic experience can cause a lifelong implications on our life. What is important is how we receive it and learn from it. That's the most important from negative experience. Friends, I will say it's not the bad experience, but the way how we respond to a bad situation that makes the difference. So how you respond, right? The truth in my life, I got more negative experience than positive one. I got more failure than success. But we should equate those failure. It's not the opposite of success. Same thing, negative bad experience is not the opposite. It's how we learn from that. I'll give you 6 things that will help us recover from bad experience. Number 1 is, let's make all things in perspective. Keep things in perspective. Okay? Don't get upset and rather see it as a chance to recover from that negative experience. So keep things in perspective, number 1. Number 2, probably take bad experience as a challenge to succeed. Okay? Take it as a challenge. That's number 2, to recover from failure. Number 3, be positive. Okay? Imagine this. Negative things happens to you and then you're still a negative thinker. What will happen? So be positive. Okay? As is emotional growth.
Just.
And number 4 is stay resilient. What is resilient? Your ability to recover from a negative situation. So be resilient. Number 5, you are what you think. Again, I'm going to repeat that. You are what you think. Remember the law of attraction? I don't need to explain what is law of attraction, but what you think, then that will happen to you. I believe on the law of attraction. And lastly, I believe we only have 5 minutes each. Keep the faith. Keep the belief in yourself. Whatever denominations you belong, whatever your religion, always keep the faith. Pray after any bad experiences you had to guide you. So again, those are the 6 things that we can do to recover from bad experiences? It's now 5 minutes. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Juan Eric. Very, very precise. Learn from your experiences, stay positive, be resilient, keep faith. I think this is all outcome of talk. Very well summarized, Juan Eric. My heartfelt gratitude. I would like to take here Madam Dr. Vijayamma. You have a much experience of life rather than us. I would love to learn from you how you take this topic as a experienced person and giving message on the topic.
Good evening to India. Good morning to Brazil. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Sir? Yes. I thank Professor Dr. Beatrice Lucia Salvador de Soto for her kind invitation to address this august audience on how can we learn from bad experiences. A minute self-introduction. I am the former senior nursing officer from Sri Chitraranja Institute, Trivandrum. It is an institute of national importance under Government of India, and it is under the Ministry of Science and Technology. So, ladies and gentlemen, the female population worldwide has been the center of attack and bad experiences in all aspects. Through a reflection of Mahsa Amini from Iran, Nangeli and Mary Roy from Kerala, whose single-hand crusades against bad experiences, whether from family or from government or from society, save the female population, not only of their times, but also of future generations. They are not feminist activists, but normal citizens who stood up against bad experiences. Let us see one by one. One, after 2 months of nationwide anti-hijab, nationwide anti-hijab protest, Iran finally disbands morality police. Mahsa Amini was arrested by the morality police for allegedly violating the country's strict female dress code, and she died allegedly due to injuries sustained in custody, triggering protests across Iran and across the world as women came out in solidarity and even chopped their hair. After 2 months of intense protest, sparked by the custodial death of a 22-year-old woman, Mahsa Amini, for allegedly violating the country's strict female dress code, that is, headscarf, Iran has finally scrapped its morality police unit, its top judicial officer reportedly said. A single Women's Act against a bad situation forced the government to withdraw the strict female dress code. Number 2, breast tax in British India in Kerala. The breast tax had been imposed by the king of erstwhile state of Travancore, one of the 550 princely states that existed in British ruled India. Women from lower caste were not allowed to cover their breast and were taxed heavily if they did so. Nangeli, the protagonist, belonged to lower caste. She decided to protest by covering her chest without paying the breast tax. A brave movement in the early 1900s for a woman of lower caste status. When the tax inspector heard she was refusing to pay the tax, he went to her house to ask her to stop breaking the law. But she still refused to pay the tax and cut her breast off in protest instead. This triggered a mass social uprising in early 19th century, and the then government was forced to abolish the demeaning act of breast tax. A single married female's heroic act against the Kingdom of Travancore ruling that female members of certain community need to pay heavy tax to cover the upper part of the body made rest of the society to stand behind her even after she was gone. Number 3, a single woman's crusade in the highest court of justice, Supreme Court of India. The bad experience of inequality made Mary Roy a heroine for times to come. The landmark Mary Roy case in Supreme Court, which gave Syrian Christian women equal right to property. Mary Roy mounted a legal challenge to the law after she was asked to leave her father's Uti cottage that she had returned to, along with her 2 children after her divorce. Denied equal rights to her deceased father's property, Mary Roy sued her brother George Isaac, making the beginning of a case that is seen as a milestone in ensuring gender justice in India. Susanna Arundhati Roy, winner of Booker Prize for Fiction in 1997 for God of Small Things, is a famous novelist and activist, is the daughter of Mary Roy. These are some. There are many more. Over the years facing bad situations or bad experience, let us know how the female population of Kerala has stood up with men in all areas of human activities. It has been observed that the changes in Kerala have been largely possible due to the role played by women in the development of the state. The intensity of the role played by women in different parts of the state varied, but the collective commonalities of changes in land relations, family and kinship, and the rules of the social and economic framework helped reinforce the role of women. It also aided in the decomposition of the rigid caste system, which came as an added benefit. Another factor that could explain the success of Kerala was the existence of a matrilineal system of property inheritance that was practiced among certain upper class sections of the society. The place of women in Kerala society is instrumental in understanding the effectiveness of the Kerala model of development. The share of women employed in Kerala in the service sector is very much higher when compared with that of all India and that of the major states. In other words, the majority of male and female main workers are in Kerala as per the census. In conclusion, it can be said that, though often unconsidered, the role of women has had a major impact in the way Kerala has grown as a state, particularly the famous Kerala model of development. I thank Mr. S.K. Singh and Professor Beatrice Lucia Salvador de Soto once again for giving me an opportunity to speak at Global Edu Leaders. Thank you all.
Thank you, Dr. Vijayamma. Always your examples, data, with the fact is really inspiring. Either you talk about the 19th century contribution of ladies, you talk about the female rights. Of course, these things are real example of the bad experiences which has changed our constitution, and many millions of ladies are enjoying that freedom today. Anyway, moving towards my closing comment regarding the topic which we have discussed, starting from Dr. Kavita. She was talking about our work pressure, and as she stated, there is nothing good or nothing bad. There is something good or learning. Anna has taken this forward by narrating a story of failure, Thomas Alva Edison. Professor Haridas has given his self-example of life. Von Erich was summarizing the boundaries, staying, being positive, being what you are, being resilience and being positive. Dr. Vijayamma, who has concluded very well by putting example. Out of this whole discussion, what we take home? We take home our matter of inner core feeling. I keep saying Global Edu Leader Forum is a forum where we discuss our experience, which you have gone through. Distance from head to heart, shortest distance, but it takes longest time of your life. It is not easily possible for any individual to overcome. It requires motivation, energy, and turning your difficulty into opportunity. Dr. Anna, Dr. Vijayamma, Von Erich, it is indeed a very happy moment for me once I go through your experience of talk. And no doubt, this collection of intellectuals, speakers is not possible without contribution of Professor Dr. Beatrice. She is behind this show, who is managing well. She is a global coordinator. She is spending time to collect galaxy of intellectuals, galaxy of true, happy and honest people, those who pass their messages. My request to all viewers, my request to all speakers, let's keep this journey which can pass on message to our coming youngsters. They have full of energy, but still they are confused. And believe me, experience is the best teacher in the world. We all learn from experience. Today, definition has changed. Experience is either good, either a learning. So there is no bad experience in life. You will pass it, you will cross it, either you will try it. So pass it, cross it, or try it again is the outcome of today. So my heartfelt gratitude, behalf of Global Edu Leaders family, behalf of Dr. Beatrice, who is really behind this show. This was not possible. And one more request, let's increase this family. So recommend your friends, people who has a like mind like you, people those who are in your circle, because we do not know what we take from this world. And when we go, people will remember with our contribution. These talks are going to be forever in the cloud, and people keep learning. So today, Thomas Edison Alva is not with us, but we are remembering. So this is all credit deposit of our life. And Global Edu Leader Forum is thankful to you all. Hope to have more new session in coming time. Till that, thank you one and all. Take care of your good health. Keep your smile alive. Keep inspiring people and keep expressing your experience through Global Edu Leaders Forum. This is all for today. Hope to catch you in the next session. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Doctor.
Thank you.